Doesn't matter if I shit my pants. It's part of the human body and it's natural. I bet cavemen were doing it. Hey everybody, it's me, gurchin VG, and today I am going to be teaching you how to make a cell animated effect in After Effects, reminiscent of early Simpsons, Beavis and Butthead, the old Peanut specials, and pretty much every other show from that era. Let's stop stalling and get right into it. Let's go! Now, before we begin, I find it important to point out that most shows from the celluloid era were animated and broadcast in 4:3, which is basically the aspect ratio you're seeing right here. I'll put a bunch of examples up on the screen for different resolutions. But essentially, if you want to 100% accurate recreate the celluloid style, then you would want to make your thing in 4:3. But I'm not your damn mum. You can do what you want, can't you? As you saw in the intro, I have made a small animation to use in this tutorial. Now let me just pop that right in. Shit, fuck, no, fuck, shit, I'm sorry, oh my god, fuck, hold on, tutorial rule. Now I use Adobe Animate here to animate this, but you can use pretty much any art software. In fact, I recommend that you use anything other than Adobe Animate, because this is probably the worst thing to use. Use like Toon Boom or Clip Studio or something, because you'll probably get better results as there's more diversity in those programs. And you also may notice right here that this animation looks like total fucking crap. And that is because I am a hack and a fraud. Now, one thing you'll notice in old cartoons is that they all look like shit. They look like fucking garbage. And that is what we're trying to recreate today. So let's make some garbage and then clean it up. Now, what you want to do... Fuck. Now, what you're going to do first is probably find a background or something to put your character on. They don't want to be on a black background. And the first thing you'll probably notice in old cell animation is that characters usually have this little drop shadow. Now, the way old cell animation would be made is that the cell drawings, the animation would be placed on top of a painted background and then illuminated with light. Hence this little drop shadow right here. And now that we've got a little drop shadow, we can add a camera shake too, because the way old film works is that I don't actually have an explanation for this. You're just gonna have to trust me on this. Now, I've used the universe camera shake effect here, but you could use like any other camera shake, like the one from Sapphire, or even create it on your own by using expressions in After Effects. But I'm not going to teach you that because I'm an asshole. What I also won't teach you is how you go about getting these plugins and using them, because they are very expensive. And even though they have free trials, I also won't stop you from, you know. But of course, that would be wrong. What I typically like to do is set master amount to 1.0% and the frequency to 50%, which basically makes it look like this. You can barely fucking notice it. What the hell am I doing? And now, what you may have noticed if you have a keen eye is that the line art is like... oh, fuck. You'll notice that the line art looks like doggy doo-doo. And in old cartoons, specifically, I'm thinking of early Simpsons, the line art would merge together or look a bit weird and the coloring would shake around or whatever. Now, I don't know what this is called and I don't know what causes it, so don't fucking ask me. But what I've done here is I've added a median effect, which basically smooths out everything, causing this weird effect right here, trying to merge the color of the black and the off-white together. And now we can't have it looking like this for the entire thing, so what I've done, and now this is for expert After Effects users. Expert After Effects users. What I've done is added an expression to the radius of the median. Now, if you hold Alt on your keyboard and press the little stopwatch right here, what's this right here? Coding! It's okay, I promise. Calm down, calm down, calm down! What we're gonna type in right here is fuck me. Now, what we're gonna type in here is random brackets 0, 2. Now, you can change this however you want, depending on how thick your line art is. I've just done this because my line art is really thin. And what this will do is random... Turn that down to 1. We're perfect again. Now, this will randomize the median every frame, and it just looks pretty damn good. See, look at that. How nice. And now we're going to get on to the actual effects. The overlays and all that good shit. Now, if I open up this adjustment layer right here, there's a lot here. We've already gone over the camera shake. Now, this doesn't usually appear in old cartoons, but I've added it just because I think exaggerating the effect a bit makes it a bit more convincing, I suppose. So what I've done here is added the sapphire grain effect, which gives it this slight grain. You can barely fucking see it, but it's there. And I'll give you all the things right here. Color amplitude will basically increase the sharpness of the effect. And the color frequency basically enlarges it. You could have it like this if you really wanted to. That looks a bit shit. You will need the sapphire plugin for this specific effect I'm using. But again, there's probably some workaround you could use, like you could use the noise effect. But I've used this one just because the grain looks a little bit blurry. And I like that. Now, next we're going to do is tint the animation a bit by adding lumetri color, the lumetri color effect. Now, typically in old cartoons, you'll notice because of videotape limitations at the time that they might be desaturated or tinted a weird color. Now, I think it's the videotape limitations. Again, I could be totally wrong. Correct me if I am, but here's how you do it. We add a lumetri color effect, and you can make it whatever temperature you want. You can make it really warm or really cold, but I think I'm going to go with a bit warm today. I'm feeling warm because I just got pumped full of cum. And now tinting is also something you could add to. You could make it like a bit bluer, you make it a bit redder. If you've seen Sailor Moon, this is kind of what happened to it. It became really red. And saturation I turned down just a little bit, just a tiny bit. And that is what we end up with here. That's all you really need to do with the color. Now, after the lumetri color, we add a median effect. This is just for extra measure to make things look just a little bit more crappy. And next, we have a camera lens blur. Now, I've made this just a tiny bit blurred. See 1% right here, but you can change it however you want, depending on how high your resolution is. But just one should do. And right after that, I've added a sharpen effect, which just sharpens out the whole thing. And after that, we get this. Now, there are some extra steps you could take by adding, like, those little black specks that oh my fucking god. Those little black specks that appear every now and then. I'll put in an animation I did ages ago to show you what I'm talking about. But from here on out, I guess just take your own creative liberties. Now, in the description, I will link the project file and the assets I've used. You need the Universe plugin and the Sapphire plugin to open this. I will provide a version without the plugin effects. Sorry if this wasn't cohesive. This is my first tutorial. Don't bully me or I'll block you off of my page, okay? See you guys on the flip side. Hey everyone, you might have seen this animation that I put here in the video earlier and might be wondering,
wow, how does he do that paint effect?
And I'm just here to show you now. So if we go inside here, I will show you. I just stole a little paint texture off of Google. You could either do this yourself or, you know, do what I did and steal something off of Google. And now I overlaid this above the layer my animation is on. And I just rotated it every frame of the animation. Of course, then I set the opacity pretty low. And I set the blend mode to overlay. And then I duplicated a copy of the layer my original animation was from, put it above the overlay, and then I mask it. And there you go. Shit, and there you go. That's how you do that. Hope that helped. I will also leave the project file for this in the description. Have fun! And at me on Twitter at gurchin VG with anything you make. Thank you and bye-bye!